Guys, we made it here so fast. It's such a beautiful day at the beach right now. Please welcome Chuck Lassiter. He's here to talk to us about, well, he's the Chief of Interpretation and Education at Padre Island National Seashore. You should know this already because he's kind enough to join us every week to fill us in on what the scoop is out on the island. And now, more than ever, we really need to know because we're looking for some ways to spend our time.
Right.
How's it going out there?
It's going okay. First of all, I wanted to wish a happy birthday to Jocelyn. We're getting phone calls left and right out there right now. People want to know what to expect when they come to the park. If we're still open, we are still open. We do have modifications in our services that are being provided right now. The visitor center itself is closed. You can still access the beach. You can still access what trails we have in the park. In addition to that, I just want to let people know that we have had to cancel our ranger-led programs right now, including, unfortunately, the Star Party that was supposed to be tonight.
Unfortunate. But, the stars are out every night, so we'll have another opportunity. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, guys. We're going to get through this together, and at some point, we'll be able to redo that night, right?
That's right. Yeah, we're really planning for the future, and we just have to get through this. The parks, they're a great place for us to come and recharge, and they're going to be here when this is over as well. And we're going to get back to normal.
Absolutely, I agree. And I've noticed that there has been some concern about spring breakers taking our situation a little too lightly and sort of overcrowding the beaches. What are some things we still need to take into consideration if we do plan on heading out to the beach?
Well, you really need to take into consideration, you still want to practice that social distancing. You don't want to come looking for personal interactions with people. Enjoy the beach, get your space there, and don't take any unnecessary risks. You have to keep in mind that right now we don't have a first aid station open. We typically would. So if you're jumping up and down in the water, something as simple as that, you might jump on a stingray and get stung, or you might get stung by a jellyfish. You're going to have to wait until you can find your way to health services before someone's able to help you there.
Absolutely. Well, it makes sense. You have to kind of know what situation you're putting yourself in because we do have a lot of staff that is pretty sparse right now. What are you all doing to protect the public and your staff?
Well, one thing we did is, unfortunately, we did have to shut the visitor center because we were not able to maintain that social distancing or keep the crowds of people to less than 10. We tried several different things and they just didn't work out very well. We are still patrolling the park, protecting visitors and the resources. But at the same time, too, is when we do interact with the public, we are trying to make sure and keep people at arm's length and just it's hard. You cannot change your habits overnight. We get it. And that's why we've had to change our operations because we did try. We tried to keep our visitor center open and work at the desk. And unfortunately, we were even finding ourselves head to head with people. You just can't change that behavior.
Absolutely.
Overnight.
And like you said, it's not something that we're used to. Everybody's in an awkward situation right now, but it's our responsibility to do this not only for our loved ones, but for the entire country, for the entire world, guys. It's you staying at home for a day, 2 days, staying socially distant from people. It is our responsibility. So just because you don't have it or you don't know anyone who does doesn't mean that it can't make its way towards you if you're not careful. So we all have to do our part. Now, on that note, what activities do you suggest we're doing? We can't exactly throw the football with each other because we don't want to share germs, but what can we do out there?
So if you do come out to the beach, it's still open for fishing. You can drive down the beach. You can still go and drive down the beach. We got a lot of fishermen that come down there all the time. You can still do that. You can go beach combing, and you can enjoy the beach itself with your family activities. And the people you're living with 24/7, you're already in close contact with them. We're just asking that you don't come seeking contact with strangers or staff because we are doing our best to provide services, but at the same time, keep some distance.
Absolutely. And moving forward with any other restrictions that may develop, what can we expect about the beach? Is it sort of unpredictable, or can we assume that it's still going to be a place that we can visit under the proper circumstances?
I can't predict days out. Unfortunately, this situation is very, very fluid. Our directives that we get down from the top, they literally sometimes change from day to day. For the foreseeable future, I don't see the beach closing, but I can't predict what it's going to be like 4 or 5 days from now.
Awesome.
There's no telling.
Exactly. Well, we are lucky enough, though, that we live right here on the coast and we have the ability to escape, if you will, to somewhere like the beach, somewhere that I think a lot of people take for granted. Maybe it's just not your thing, or maybe you're like, I don't want to go to the beach. It's too much. My car's going to get sandy. Now I bet it's on your to-do list because we all want to find a way to stay busy. So thank you, Chuck, so much for joining us today and educating us on what there is to do out on the beach, especially with the grandparents. You want to keep them distant from germs and things like that, but if it's just you and grandma or something and she wants to get out of the house, like you mentioned, even if it's just a drive down the beach, it's very therapeutic.